Hello friends, welcome to my channel Rinku HandCrafts. Today we are going to see how to make this cute crochet sling bag from this beautiful pattern of granny square. In this granny square I have used these popcorn stitches to make this granny square little bit fuller and to give it a 3D look. Here you can see. Now let's just check the size of the bag first. So it's approximately 7.5 inches in length and 6 inches in width. And the shoulder strap is around 30 inches long. The pattern of this sling bag is really beautiful, as you can see, and the steps are really easy even for beginners. I have explained everything in the video in detail, and you can use your scrap pieces of yarn for this project. As you can see, we are making very short rounds for this bag, and you can use as many colors of yarns as you want to make it look more colorful and vibrant. Here you can see. So shall we start? Now to start, first I'll make magic circle. Now for magic circle, hold your yarn like this, wrap it around your fingers, then make a cross here like this, insert your hook in the cross, then pull this yarn and then pull the same yarn from behind and pull it through this loop to make this circle, and here we will work in our rounds. Now to start round 1, first I'll make 3 chains here, and these 3 chains we are going to consider this as 1 double crochet stitch. And now we will work in this circle. Now in this circle we are going to make 16 double crochet stitches, including this chain also. So total here I'll make now 15 double crochet stitches. Here like this, I'll show you. Now here my 1 double crochet stitch is done. Now for double crochet stitch, yarn over, insert your hook in the circle, pull the yarn. You have 3 loops on the hook, pull the yarn from first 2 loops and then pull the yarn from next 2 loops. So here our next double crochet stitch is done. Now we have total 3 including this chain. So like this, complete total 16 double crochet stitches in round 1, and once you are done with that, then meet me back here at the end. Now here I have done my 16 double crochet stitches, and now I'm going to close this circle. Just pull this end to close it as much as you can, here like this. And now we are going to complete our round 1, and while doing that I'm also going to change my yarn because I'm going to use different yarn for round 2. Now I'll show you how to do that smoothly. Now here in this top chain I'm going to insert the hook to make a slip stitch. Here like this, and now we are going to make a slip stitch with new yarn here. And like this, make a slip stitch with this new yarn. Now pull all these loose ends to make it tight, and now we can cut this yellow yarn. And now we will start round 2. Now for that, make chain 2, and in this same loop here we are going to make 1 double crochet stitch. Now for that, again yarn over, insert your hook in this loop, then pull the yarn. You have 3 loops on the hook, then pull the yarn from first 2 loops and then pull the yarn from next 2 loops. And now we have 2 double crochet stitches here, but this we are going to consider as double crochet stitch cluster. And now while doing our next stitches, I am also going to secure these 2 loose ends with me. Now here we did our first cluster. Now in this next loop we are going to do our next cluster. Now for that, yarn over, insert your hook below this V loop, then pull the yarn. You have 3 loops on the hook, pull the yarn from first 2 loops, here like this. And then again we are going to yarn over. We are not going to complete our double crochet stitch. Then insert your hook, pull the yarn pull the yarn from first 2 loops, and now when you have 3 loops on the hook, then pull the yarn from all 3 loops at once. So here our second cluster is done. So in cluster we don't complete our double crochet stitch at first. So we do 2 double crochet stitches at the same time, doing it halfway. So again here in this next loop we will make another cluster. So for that, here insert your hook, then pull the yarn from first 2 loops, then again yarn over, insert your hook, pull the yarn from first 2 loops. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. Now pull the yarn from all 3 loops at once. So like this, make one cluster of 2 double crochet stitches in each of these loops. So at the end of round 2 you should have total 16 clusters. So once you are done with that, then meet me back here at the end. Now I am here at the end of round 2 and I have made my 16 clusters here for the round 2. Now to complete this round, I am going to make slip stitch on top of this double crochet stitch that we did here. But while doing that, I am going to change my yarn again for round 3, and I am going to take this pink color yarn. So make slip stitch with this new yarn. Again pull all the ends to make this stitch tight, and now we are going to cut this lavender yarn. Now to start round 3, I am going to make 3 chains now. And now in this same loop here, I am going to make 3 double crochet stitches in the same loop. Once 3 double crochet stitches are done, then pull this loop a little bit. And now here we are going to make popcorn stitch. Popcorn stitch is really easy. If you know double crochet stitches, then you can easily make popcorn stitch. And now here we are going to insert the hook on top of this chain here. Because this chain, we consider this as double crochet stitch in this project. So insert your hook in this top chain. Here like this, and now again insert your hook in this loop, and then pull this loop through this first loop to make a popcorn stitch. And now here our first popcorn stitch is done. Now make chain 1 like this. Now in this next loop again we are going to make popcorn stitch. Now here we are going to make 4 double crochet stitches in the same loop. Now once 4 double crochet stitches are done, then pull this loop a little bit, and now we are going to insert our hook on top of this first double crochet stitch. Here you can see this is the first double crochet stitch for this loop. So insert your hook below that V loop on the top, then insert your hook in this loop, and then pull this loop from the first loop. And now our second popcorn stitch is done. And in between 2 popcorn stitches we are always going to do chain 1. Now again in this next loop we are going to do our next popcorn stitch. Then chain 1 in between, and like this continue making popcorn stitches, 1 popcorn stitch in each of these loops. So at the end of round 3 you should have total 16 popcorn stitches here. So complete round 3 and meet me back here at the end. And now here I have done my 16 popcorn stitches, and here you can see this is how this pattern looks. It's beautiful, right? It looks like a 3D pattern. And now to complete our round 3, I am going to make slip stitch on top of this first popcorn stitch with the same yarn. and then chain 1 to secure it, and then we are going to cut the yarn. And now we are going to start round 4 with new color yarn. I'm taking white color, and you can start this in any gap here between the popcorn stitches. In any of this gap you can start your round 4. So I'll just start from here, and then first make a slip stitch to our project with this new yarn. Like this, and then chain 2, and then we are going to make double crochet stitch cluster here by making 2 double crochet stitches halfway. So here like this, make another double crochet stitch halfway, and then pull yarn through all 3 loops to make a cluster here. Now chain 1, and now we are going to jump to this next gap between these next 2 popcorn stitches, and here I'm going to make 3 single crochet stitches. So right now we have our project in a round shape, and now we are going to turn it into a square shape or a rectangular shape. For that we are doing this pattern of stitches here in round 4. Now to jump to the next loop we are going to make chain 1, and now again in this next loop I am going to make 3 single crochet stitches. And similarly in the next loop as well we are going to make 3 single crochet stitches. Then again chain 1, and now here we are going to make the corner for the square. Now for that we are going to make cluster of double crochet stitch by making 3 double crochet stitches halfway. So here like this I made first one, then the second one halfway, and then the third one. Once you have 4 loops on the hook, then pull the yarn through all 4 loops like this. Now chain 2. So always when you are at the corner then make chain 2 between 2 clusters, and now in the same gap we are going to make one more cluster of 3 double crochet stitches halfway. Here like this, then chain 1, and now we are going to jump to this next gap, and again we are going to follow this same pattern of 3 single crochet stitches in 3 loops. Now here once you are done with 3 gaps by doing 3 single crochet stitches in it, then we are going to work our corner stitch. Now for that make cluster of 3 double crochet stitches doing halfway one cluster. The pattern is really simple as you can see. Then chain 2 in between 2 clusters, and then make one more cluster in the same gap. And now like this follow the pattern and complete your round 4. Don't cut the yarn because we are going to use the same yarn for round 5. So complete this round 4 and then meet me back at the end. Now here I have completed my round 4 by doing the last cluster in this last corner and making chain 2 here, and I have completed my round 4 with slip stitch on top of this cluster. Now to start round 5 I'm going to make slip stitch in this next gap directly. Now after this chain 3, and then make 2 double crochet stitches in the same loop. So now including this chain pattern we have 3 double crochet stitches in this gap. Then again in this next gap make 3 double crochet stitches. Don't make any chains in between now. And then in each of the middle gaps we are going to do 3 double crochet stitches without making any chains in between. Now make 3 double crochet stitches here also and then here also in this next gap, and then I'll show you what to do in corner stitches. Now once the middle part is done, then in this corner stitch we are going to do 2 double crochet stitches, chain 2 and 2 double crochet stitches. And then again in this middle part we are going to do 3 double crochet stitches in each gap till we reach the corner. So like this, follow the pattern for round 5, and once you are done with that, then meet me back at the end. And now here I have completed my round 5 by making slip stitch on top of this chain, and here you can see now our project has started taking the shape of square. Here you can see. Now we will work the next round, that is round 6. Now you can start that round from any of these corners. I'll start it from here, and now I'm going to take different color yarn. So here first I'll make slip stitch. Start this round from any corner gap, then make chain 3 here, and then make 1 double crochet stitch in the same gap. And now we are going to follow the same pattern of round 5, that is we are going to do 3 double crochet stitches in each of these middle gaps, and then in corner gaps we are going to do 2 double crochet stitches, 2 chains and 2 double crochet stitches. Now in this next gap I make 3 double crochet stitches without making any chains in between. So like this, follow the pattern same as round 5 and complete this round 6, and then after this we are going to work on the length of our sling bag. And now here I have completed my round 6, and I have done slip stitch here on top of this chain, and here you can see our beautiful granny square is ready. And now we are going to work on the side, on one side of our bag. Now for that make 2 chains here, and then in this gap we are going to make 1 double crochet stitch. Now we are going to work on the length of our sling bag, and now in this next gap we are going to make 3 double crochet stitches. Now the pattern is going to be the same for middle part. So make 3 double crochet stitches in each of these middle parts till you reach here at this corner. And now once you are here at this corner gap, make 2 double crochet stitches in this corner gap. And this will be our row 7. Now for row 8, chain 2 and then turn your work. Now we are going to work only on one side of the granny square. Now turn your work, and now in this next gap make 2 double crochet stitches. And then in each of these middle gaps make 3 double crochet stitches like we are doing till now. Now here at the end of row 8 in this last gap make 2 double crochet stitches. And now here on top of this chain we are going to make one last double crochet stitches for row 8. And now for row 9 we are going to make chain 2 here and then turn our work, and row 9 is going to be the same as row 7. So here in this next gap we are going to make one double crochet stitch, and then in all middle gaps we are going to make 3 double crochet stitches. And now here at the end of row 9, in this gap I'm going to make one double crochet stitch, and then on top of this chain I'm going to make my last double crochet stitch for row 9. And now for row 10, this will be the last row. Again we are going to follow the same pattern of row 8. Now here in this next gap make 2 double crochet stitches, and then in each of these middle loops make 3 double crochet stitches, and then here at the end make 2 double crochet stitches in this last gap, and then 1 double crochet stitch on top of this chain. So complete row 10 and then meet me back at the end. Now here I have completed my row 10, and now this is how our first part of the sling bag looks. And now we will work on the border. Now for that, here I'm going to make a round of single crochet stitch on 3 sides of this granny square. So make 2 single crochet stitches for big gaps and 1 single crochet stitch for small gaps on this border. And when you come to this pattern, then make 1 single crochet stitch in each of these loops. So complete a round of single crochet stitches around 3 sides of the bag, and then I'll show you what to do next. Now here I have made single crochet stitches on all sides, here you can see, and now the first part of our sling bag is ready. And now you need to make the exact similar part, second part. Here I have already made it, here you can see. And now we are going to join these two parts together with beautiful border pattern. So now keep these two sides like this, and then here we are going to do reverse single crochet stitch. The pattern looks really beautiful. Now here in this second part, here on top of this single crochet stitch we are going to insert the hook like this, and then from this first part we are going to insert the hook on top of first single crochet stitch here like this. Then pull the yarn, you have 2 loops on the hook, then pull the yarn through 2 loops. Then again in this next loop from this part, and then in this next loop from this part we are going to insert the hook, and then make single crochet stitch here. As you can see, we are doing the single crochet stitch in reverse order, that's why it's called reverse single crochet stitch. And now like this we are going to insert the hook in this top of single crochet stitch, and we are going to make a reverse single crochet stitch pattern throughout this border. And in this way we are also going to join our two parts together. So here you can see this is how this border looks. So like this, complete this border on all 3 sides, and once you are here, then I'll show you what to do next. And now here I have finished making the border pattern, and you can see how beautiful it looks. Here from the other side. And now we will work on the shoulder strap. Now for that we are going to continue with the same yarn. I'll make 2 chains here first, and then in this first chain insert your hook and then pull the yarn, and now make 1 single crochet stitch here like this, and now turn this strap like this, and here you have this one loop here. Here you can see one line. Now we are going to insert our hook in that. And now pull the yarn through that loop like this, and then make again one single crochet stitch here, or you can just pull the yarn through these two loops. Then again turn your work, and now here you can see you have these two bands here, or two loops. Now we are going to insert the hook in those two loops. Here like this. Now pull the yarn through two loops, and then here make one single crochet stitch. And like this we are going to continue the same pattern by inserting the hook in these two loops here on the side loop, and then pull the yarn, and now make single crochet stitch. And like this we are going to make our shoulder strap. So you can make it as long as you want, and once you are done with your shoulder strap, then you can meet me back at the end, and then I'll show you how we can join this shoulder strap to this other end. And now here you can see I have done with my shoulder strap, and you can see this pattern. It looks like a cord, as I said before. And now we are going to join this shoulder strap to this other side. The strap is approximately 30 inches in length. You can make it as long or as short as you want. And now here we are going to simply do one single crochet stitch to join this shoulder strap to this other side of the bag. And now you can pull the yarn, keep it little bit long, and then cut it. And now here you can see our cute crochet granny square sling bag is ready. If you want, you can add lining to the inside part of the sling bag, and if you want, you can also add a zipper here to make it more secure, but I don't think we really need that. So I hope you like my video. If you like it, then please give a big thumbs up. Please share my channel with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe it. Thank you so much for watching the video. See you soon in the next one.